So let's talk about the Porsche NFT mint day today. It didn't quite go as well as they had hoped. It was actually pretty bad. A lot of people on Twitter have been calling it a failure, and I want to talk about some of the different reasons why I think it didn't go through very well. And many of you may know, but I am a Porsche technician. That's what I do every day, and so I'm very familiar with these cars, and I really enjoy working on them and driving them. But so let's talk about some of the reasons why I feel like it didn't go through very well. So the first reason that I think is because of its exclusivity. So the way they set this up, they made it kind of difficult for the average person to get in. You had to go and sign up for the allow list way ahead of time, and each person on the allow list was given given a limit to mint three different Porsche 911 NFTs. And they didn't release a lot of information. They released everything very little and didn't even release the mint price until a couple days before the mint was supposed to begin. Another thing too is I don't know the people that were given the first position for the mint. I don't know what extra benefits they really had other than being able to mint before everybody else. So they created this exclusivity in it, and the only reason that was a problem is because Porsche is brand new to the Web3 space. So creating this exclusivity, which is something that is common in Porsche with the cars, it was a problem with the Web3 space because their normal customers are typically older people or people who have lots of money that are not always in the NFT space. So their exclusivity works in the real world, I guess. But in the Web3 world, their exclusivity didn't work out so well for them because they are brand new to it. So that's the first reason why I feel like it didn't go so well, was because of the exclusivity that they created. Like, you had to be in the club basically to get into it. So the second reason I want to talk about is the marketing. So I feel like a lot of people didn't really understand the project. So there was a lot of stuff on Twitter. I couldn't ever get into the Discord. I don't know why it didn't work very well, but I wasn't able to get into the Discord. But on Twitter, they released a decent amount of information, but there was still a lot of people that didn't really understand the project. So the plan was to initially release 7,500 911 NFTs, and it's basically just a blank slate. You get a blank white 911, and the first part was to get a certain license plate number. So there was a lot of people that were excited to get the 911 license plate number, or like a 964, or different numbers that are certain numbers that mean something for Porsche. There's a 356 number a lot of people were excited about. So there was a lot of different numbers that people were excited to get. Well, that didn't quite go as planned. I don't know who ended up getting the different numbers. I would imagine that would probably be reserved for the first mint. So I would imagine that somebody got it. But that was the initial stage, was to get this blank white 911. And then there was a stage 2 where you would choose whether you wanted it to be either a heritage or a classic model, a performance-oriented model, or more of a lifestyle luxury type model. And that was another part that I don't think people understood, because a lot of people were talking about it on YouTube and on Twitter, and they said, well, everybody paid all this money to get this NFT that looks just like everybody else's. The only difference was the number. So I don't think a lot of people understood what the direction for the project was, and they didn't understand really the utility of it, which I still don't really understand the full utility. I think they said that they were going to plan on having different events, or you'd be able to get into different track days and different things like that if you had one of the NFTs. So that would be a cool utility, being able to get into an event, or go to a track day, or go to one of the Porsche experience centers and have access with your NFT. But not a lot of people understood that, not a lot of people knew about it, and so that was another thing that made it kind of difficult. They needed a way to let more people understand what the project was about and what was going on with the NFTs, and what the utility would be to make it more attractive to people. Now, the third reason, which is the reason that really kept me from getting in, was the mint price. So the mint price was 0.911 ETH, which is an iconic number for them. It's, the 911, but that's expensive for a lot of people just starting out in especially a newcomer to the Web3 space. That's, about $1,400 right now to mint one of these cars or one of these NFTs. And people didn't understand the full utility and the full roadmap of the entire project. So that came out and it kept a lot of people out. That kept me out too, because I was planning on minting my total allowed limit of 3 different NFTs. And then later on, I was going to do one of each, do the lifestyle, the heritage, and the performance update. But I was only looking to spend at max $300 per NFT. And so this coming out being $1,400 per NFT, I immediately decided, okay, I'm not going to do this. And so I think that was a big factor that kept a lot of people out too. A lot of the people in NFTs are younger people or people that are willing to get in right now. They don't have a whole lot of money, or they're scaling back. And a lot of the people that do have the money in NFTs, they either didn't know about it, or they weren't looking there, or they weren't interested. So those are some of the reasons that I saw that it didn't go so well. I know a lot of people have been talking about it, and I'm really sad that it didn't turn out very well. But the other thing too was they didn't tell, like I had mentioned before, they didn't say what the mint price was going to be until a couple days before. And people needed time to transfer money over into their wallets so that they could purchase these NFTs. So those are some of the reasons why I feel like it didn't go so well, which makes me sad. And Porsche announced, or on the Twitter, they announced that they are going to be stopping the mint. So they've minted out almost 2,000 of the 7,500 NFTs, and they're going to close the mint early. So they'll probably mint out maybe a few more, and then I think the mint is open for a few more hours or maybe another day, and then they're going to close it out, and however many have been minted, that's going to be the total amount. So I'm curious to see where they go from here, or if they do another mint later on, or if they just keep the ones that they have right now, and then they're just going to continue with the roadmap like they had planned before. So thanks everybody for watching. These are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you think, or different things that maybe they could have done to have this gone better. Or if you minted one, let me know in the comments below what you thought, how was your experience, and how everything worked out. So thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you in the next one.